So, some of you are probably curious about what I've been up to, and I'm sure others of you just don't care, in which case you can just, stop watching this video. It's just going to be talking about this channel and what I've been up to. So, you'll notice that I probably sound tired and a bit sick, and this is because I've been averaging about 3 or 4 hours of sleep per night. I'm in 18 units this semester, mostly STEM courses. I'm finishing up my 2 degrees, and then I'll go on to my master's. So let's talk about well, first of all, academics have been rough. Very rough. I'm trying not to get a C this semester, and there's people screaming in the background because college kids are idiots. I think they heard me. I hope they come in here and say, "Did you call college kids idiots?" And I'll say yes, and I'll explain why. Give me a second. I need to tell them that this is a library, not a brothel. I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, I did that. One of the guys tried to be a smartass and said, "Yes, ma'am," and I said, "This is a library, not a brothel. Shut the fuck up." I really don't have. Normally, I'd put things more eloquently, but I really don't have the time. So, with regard to the administration, I've also been dealing with some issues with some certain professors. It's my last semester, and for the first time, I have had a very liberal professor, and she we basically it was the first day of class, and I have a few humanities classes that I haven't done. I have 2, which I'm doing this semester because I didn't do them earlier. So I'm in all of these higher level STEM courses, and then just like an intro political science class, and then I'm in an upper division literature class. But anyways, so she started, talking, and it was clear she was a bit liberal. I didn't know what to make of her. And then she said that when they created the 3/5 compromise, that the people who did it thought that they were being progressive. And that's actually not why the 3/5 compromise came about. The 3/5 compromise came about because essentially the southern states wanted their slaves to count as one person so that they could have more representation. I want to say it was North Carolina was composed of roughly 2/3 slaves, meaning that when the 3/5 compromise came about, 50% of their representatives came from slaves, from the 3/5 compromise. So essentially, you have the New Jersey plan, which was, what do you call it? Essentially that slaves count for nothing. You have the Virginia plan, which was slaves count as one person. And then you have Connecticut, which was 3. No, wait, that was what government. I messed up there. But essentially, that's where that point of contention was. So I'm just thinking about the idiot who said yes, ma'am. So essentially, I said this, and she said, well, they viewed slaves as 3/5 of a person, and I said, no, it's not. They could have, but the reason why they came up with that number wasn't because they viewed slaves as 3/5 of a person. It's because they wanted a compromise between the South wanting to count as one and the North wanting to count them as none. And this wasn't because the Northerners were racist. It's because, hey, these people they aren't going to be able to. You're literally going to use their vote to keep them in slavery. Sorry, not their vote, their representation to keep them in slavery. So that happened there. And then the gender pay gap came up. And one of the students, we were and it was a really stupid question. It was, well, what amendments do you think should be added to the Constitution? Free college. Yeah, so that taxpayers can pay for your 6-year social justice degree. That's a brilliant idea. 6-year bachelor's. Well, and I always, but it's one of those things where they didn't want to hear contesting opinions. But then one of the women in the class said, well, Latinos only make 60% of what males make on a per merit basis. And I said, actually, that is an aggregate figure. And my political science teacher said, no, it is not. And I will release the email once I am out of this college. I just don't want to get in trouble. I'm in enough trouble with my campus administration as it is. Yeah, I literally just yelled at 2 students. This is a library, not a brothel. So I get into quite a bit of trouble. Fortunate librarians know me pretty well because I'm in here often. So basically, I said I'll show you the report that says it's an aggregate figure, and then she said okay, yeah, and I sent it to her, and I said the 77% figure is aggregate. She said, well, for every one source that says that, there are 4 that say otherwise. And then I just said, okay, I would like to see one when you get the chance. I have been able to find sources that say there is a gender pay gap due to discrimination, but none of them have been from reputable journals. And not a single one has been able to get that 77% statistic for the gender pay gap purely due to discrimination, or on a per job basis. It's on an aggregate figure. It is literally what a woman has made over her entire life divided by what a man has made over his entire life. Not taking into account different behavioral differences, maternity leave, different job positions. The fact that women do not negotiate for raises or a higher salary. So there's that. And then, she just goes, yeah, well, that's nice. And there's kind of a veiled threat. It might not be a threat. When I release the email in about 3 months, I'll let you guys decide. But it's, she wrote, thank you for your inquiry. Just to be clear, I will not have my integrity, educational background, teaching experience, or knowledge, highlight knowledge, or knowledge questioned by a student. And then I wrote, the importance of challenging knowledge in an academic setting. And she agreed. So I think she realized that she shouldn't have put knowledge in there. But yeah, the class has been going along well. I took the first test today, and I was worried it was going to be biased as hell, but it wasn't. It was very objective. There were not any questions that tested us on her worldview. She mentions her worldview often in class, but honestly, it hasn't adulterated the exam. That's good. I've got to give credit where it's due. Some professors will literally test you on what they think. Over the summer, I had a biology teacher who said, this is the hockey stick graph. This shows that global warming is real. Only an idiot wouldn't believe in global warming. If you don't believe it, get out of the classroom right now. And then I just said, should I leave? And he was like, what? Because I'm a physics major. And I said, because there is just as much evidence, if not more, to deny global warming than to support it. And the hockey stick graph was actually shown to come from manipulated data. So I have this problem of not challenging knowledge. And it is this reason why I am disliked by quite a few professors. I mean, I have a good GPA. I haven't gotten a single C. I I have a I have a 3.75, so that's good. So far, I have a 3.75. I think that's gonna fall to like 3.65 after this semester or something. Um, but yeah, I'm a good student, and that probably just makes a few professors even angrier. One of the professors who kind of has supported my criticism of academia, even and you know, I often talked about Buckley being one of the major critics of academia, and that's the reason why I like him so much. I may not agree with all of his views. I may not agree with his religious views. I may not agree that he was pretty authoritarian. He was pretty, let's expand government. He wasn't, the kind of classical liberal conservative. But I still really like Buckley, despite all of his faults. And and one of the professors here recently kind of just told me, you're really going after some some of the professors who you might be going after them a bit too hard. And I went, yeah, I know. And he kind of got upset at me recently because I basically called, I basically called all community college students stupid and all regular college students stupid and all people getting masters stupid and all PhD people getting PhD stupid. I know that's kind of a blanket statement, but I literally said anyone who's going to a higher learning, 95% of them are just stupid, and the other 5% are STEM or economics or maybe philosophy majors. And that was not a popular thing to say. Yeah. So that's what's been going on with my life. If you want to, and I know this has just kind of been a video about me ranting. I apologize for that, but I felt that a few of you might be curious to hear what's going on. It has been a bit rough, honestly. Also, my dad does not know that. He told me to, just wait until after you get your degree, and then go crazy. Then say whatever you want. He said you can read "Let Us Talk of Many Things" in front of my political science teacher for all he cares. Just wait until I finish out the semester. But I just can't. I do not want students to be indoctrinated into the left because it happens so frequently, and I can tell it happens with that political science class. It's definitely at risk, but I can tell I prevented a few kids, from getting indoctrinated. Another thing about that test, what's funny is she, said write on a literally the prompt was write on a right that you value, and I wrote on freedom of speech, and I literally was quoting Buckley and John Stuart Mill, and I then wrote how under no circumstances should free speech be limited in the name of offense, or even racial epithets be restricted. These things should only be restricted if there are a call to action. Excuse me, I'm a bit sick. So, sorry for the few interruptions of the video. I don't have all my software set up. This laptop is literally dying on me. I would love to get a new laptop, but I don't want to do the whole Patreon thing or GoFundMe thing, or and they go, oh yeah, pay for my computer, because the quality of my videos are quite bad, and also I just don't feel it's right. I generally put these videos up. Granted, it's voluntary, but I do not put them up enough consistently. With that being said, I will let you guys go. I hope you did find this video somewhat insightful. I know it's completely unorganized. But I put the Charlotte video up, and I think I'm going to be taking an extended leave of absence, like I am now, just because I'm just so busy.